Hello everyone, welcome back to my channel. I'm Ashley and today we're going to be opening this beauty right here. This landed on my doorstep today and I am so excited to be getting into it. This is the Valentine's Day mystery box from Unearthly Cosmetics. I've been wanting to try Unearthly since before their rebrand. Every time I go onto their site, I just want to literally buy everything, and it leads to some analysis paralysis where I just don't know what to buy because it all just looks so incredible. So when I saw that they were doing a Valentine's Day mystery box, I was like, yes, Ashley does not have to make a decision. They're gonna make it for me. So let's go ahead and bust into it. Oh my gosh, how cute is this box? Oh my goodness, I love it. I love all these beautiful question marks and the Unearthly Cosmetics logo. And it doesn't feel like things are just loose bouncing around in here, so I'm guessing they're in some sort of like bubble wrap or something. But it has this little flip up here. Oh, look at this. How beautiful is that? Oh my gosh, I love how this is packaged. And it looks like, oh, we have some of everything in here. We've got eyeshadow, we have lip, we have blush. Oh my gosh, you guys, look at the artwork on here. These are the lippies. This is the blush palette. And then this is, there we go, this is the eyeshadow palette. Oh, I want to keep this box forever. Okay, let's go ahead and I think zoom in, we'll do the eyes first and then we'll play with the rest of it. All right, so let's first of all take a moment to fully appreciate the absolute beauty of this color story. I don't know if you'll be able to see it in the camera, but this shade right here appears to be a duochrome. Always super exciting. It is the shade Seductive. It seems to go from a pink to gold, and I am very excited. I think what I'm going to do is the one that's really speaking to me is Mesmerizing, this beautiful shimmery purple. So I think I'm going to be using like a lot of these kind of shades over here, although like this combination right here is speaking to my, you know, basic soul. You guys know, as much as I love color, I also love myself a good neutral eye. So I feel like this is a beautiful palette that can lean a lot of different ways, and I am so excited. So the first thing that I'm going to do is I'm going to go into this pink shade right here. This shade is called, I don't know if I'm going to say this right, Chesme? I don't know. I know what it is. I know it's an undergarment, but I don't think I'm saying it correctly. I am going to take this beautiful bubblegum pink all the way through my crease and use this as my transition shade. And I think you can tell it is showing up on me, which is nice because I tend to struggle just a little bit with lighter shades. They tend to just, you know, want to blend into my skin, but I think this is sitting really, really nicely, and it seems to be layering up quite well. There's not a ton of kick up in the pan, which is always nice. And I can't tell, but I think this might be a matte with little shimmer particles in it. I could be wrong. It could just be from shipping, and you know, sometimes if there are shimmery shades around it, it can get just a little bit on the top, but they seem like they might be in the shade itself. It's just small enough that it's not like something that I'm against. I kind of go back and forth on mattes with sparkles in them because they very rarely look like they do on the eye as they do in the pan, which for me is kind of a letdown sometimes, because sometimes, and ColourPop, I'm definitely looking at you, they look amazing in the pan, and then you put them on the eye and it's like, oh, it's just a matte. But with some of those shades, you also have to deal with things like fallout and stuff like that. But this has just a hint of sparkle, which is why I'm kind of, you know, going back and forth as to whether or not I think it's just some errant sparkles or if it's actually in the matte. This is applying and blending really, really beautifully. I think I'm going to stop it there for the moment, and then I'm going to take this little Suva Beauty brush and go into, I think I'm going to go into Generous right here and just deepen up the crease a little bit. I want to try to use as many of these shades as I can, just because, again, I want to get a good feel for it since this is my first experience with the brand. And I'm so freaking excited about it that I just cannot help myself. And that is going on so nicely. Look at how pretty that shade is. It's a bit more on the sort of mauvier side, and I really like it. It's still decidedly pink, but it's really doing a nice job. This shade, by the way, if I didn't mention, because I can't remember if I did, this shade is called Generous. Like I said, I am just so excited to be playing with this, and there are so many palettes that I have wanted from them. I think the one that I keep coming back to is their Leather and Lace palette. That one has been in my cart so many times. It just looks so dreamy, so dreamy. So, you know what usually ends up happening is I will get one or two things and then fall in love and need to, you know, buy everything. That just tends to be an Ashley sort of move to do. All right, I really like how that's looking. I think using this same brush, I'm gonna continue with Generous, and I'm gonna take it just along the lower lash line a little bit, just to kind of get a little bit of the color down. And then I will work more on the lower lash line as we go. But I do want to kind of get the general shape going. You know, it's very difficult to talk when doing that. All right, that looks really, really pretty. I'm just gonna go back with the original brush that I was using for the shade Chesme. I don't know. I feel like I'm gonna need to look that up because now I feel really silly. Because I have a degree in English and I don't know how to pronounce basic words. That's just what it is. Again, I know what it is, but that's the thing when you read a lot, is you only ever pronounce things in your head. Is that weird? Is that just me? But I feel like sometimes when I just pronounce it in my head, the way that I've pronounced it in my head may not actually be right. Now I'm outing myself. All right, so for the outer corner, I'm gonna take Sensual, which is this beautiful berry shade, a little bit on kind of the more maroon side. And we're just gonna use that to deepen up the outer corner with this very, very fluffy brush from the Michaela and Glamlight, the second collab that they did, just to bring some depth to this outer corner. Of course, being very careful not to get it all over my face, because that is something I'm typically guilty of. Because I have strangely shaped eyes, maybe. Either that or it's just, you know, me being me. That's really pretty. I like that a lot. All right. Do the same thing on the other eye. I'm so glad that I wore this top today, because this is actually going really, really nicely. And honestly, for first impression, I'm feeling pretty stoked about this. I'm feeling pretty stoked. Okay, let's grab a teeny tiny little, this one, teeny tiny little pencil brush. This one is from Morphe. It doesn't have a number on it, but I'm gonna take a little bit more of Sensual, which is that berry tone color that we were just using. And again, I'm gonna just add a little bit here to the lower lash line. just to work that shape out. All right, that's looking pretty good. That's looking pretty good. Okay, let me look nice and up close. Make sure I'm enjoying how this is looking. Yes, so far so good. Okay, and then the most fun part of all, for me at least, is working with the shimmers. So let me get a little bit of my NYX glitter primer. I always use this when working with a shimmer shade, and I like just to have that little bit of tackiness on both the brush and on my lid itself. So I will typically take just a smidge, just like this. And then I'm going to place that on my lid and then take the sticky brush directly into Mesmerizing, because I am truly mesmerized by it. I think it's a really beautiful, beautiful shade. I'm excited to stick it all over my eyeball. Picking up nicely on the brush, which I appreciate. I am not someone who enjoys going in to eyeshadow with my fingers. I mean, I'll do it when I need to, obviously, but I feel like I personally don't have as much control with my fingers as I do with a nice precise brush. So I really tend to prefer when eyeshadows allow me to do that. And guys, look at how pretty that is. Oh, I'm loving that so, so much. Ooh, yes. I love that. And then I'm just gonna flip the brush over, and I think I'm gonna go in to Alluring, which is the shade here on the end. And I'm going to put that in the inner corner, as well as a little bit onto kind of that front quarter of my eyelid. I think that's so pretty. Oh, look at that. Oh, what do y'all think? I personally think it's gorgeous. Let me do the same thing to the other eye. Here we have the final look. I've had far too much coffee today, and my eyeliner absolutely ran away with me in a very 60s mod sort of way. But I'm not entirely mad at it either. I think that the eye makeup came out really, really beautifully. I did add a little bit of radiant to my inner corners as well as to my brow bone. And aside from mascara, I also added from Kaleidos Night of Creation to my lower lash line, because let's be honest, any excuse to use those multi-chrome eyeliners is a good one. Now that the eyes are done, let's move on to the rest of the face. I did apply a little bit of bronzer, and I'm very excited to take a look at this glowy blush palette. I love a good glowy blush, and I'm very interested. So, ooh, look at how bright. Oh, those will be fun. Ooh, okay. So, ooh, gosh. Luscious, looks like it's a bit of got a duochrome sort of action to it. That is the one that I want to use. Ooh, so happy. I'm very excited. All right, so I don't know if I'm even going to need a highlighter. I want to see how pigmented these are, because they're very bright in the pan. Oh, that's pretty. All right, that's very pretty. Oh, yeah. That's nice. I like that. I like that a lot, actually. I'm going to get a lot of use out of this. That is so pretty. Sorry, project panning. Oh. That's nice. The last component to this box are these 3 liquid lipsticks, and you guys, I am so obsessed with this packaging. Look at the top. It's like a little snow globe in there. I love it. I love it, love it, love it. Okay, I think I'm going to try on all 3 of these for you so that you can see what all of them look like, because I can't decide which one I want. So let's go ahead and start with the pink one. This is the shade called Flirt. That's pretty. That's very pretty. So this is the shade called Flirt. This is the shade called Delight. And this is a shade called Dreamy. All right, so my friends, there we have it. That is everything that came in the Unearthly Cosmetics Valentine's Day mystery box. And I cannot lie, I am over the moon. I am so happy that I purchased this. This was $100 for the entirety of the box. I did use an affiliate code from Batty Bean, I think. But that did knock off a little bit of the price, which was nice. But to be honest with you, I totally feel like I got my money's worth. The eyeshadow palette is absolutely beautiful, and I am so excited to continue to use it. I think the blush palette is so much fun. I know I'm only wearing one of the shades today, but I'm really excited to play with some of the others, especially since it does seem like the formula is a little bit on the sheerer side. So even though it looks incredibly vibrant in the pans, I have a feeling they're going to be very wearable on a variety of skin tones, which is nice because, I mean, I'm the color of paper, so it's really easy for things to get out of hand on me, and I think I'll still be able to get use out of all of them. I think the lippies are a lot of fun. They're definitely a little bit different than a lot of the other things that I own, which is nice. I actually really think I like Dreamy a lot. I was a little bit hesitant going on. It felt a little bit overly nude. But no, I think it's actually really flattering, and I think the other 2 are really nice as well. And to be honest, I think they'll all mix really well together, which is nice. The formula feels really comfortable. Like, it doesn't feel all like dry like a traditional liquid lipstick. However, it also doesn't feel like it's transfer proof. Let's see. I've been wearing this for just a couple of minutes now. No, definitely not transfer proof, but still extremely comfortable. And to be honest, they have that slightly whipped moussey feel to them, which I think is a really nice sort of thing. It sits nicely on the lips without feeling like it's sitting on top of the lips. I hope that makes sense, but I think it's really pretty, and I think they'll mix well together because it has that slightly whipped formula. I feel like it's going to work really well to kind of create more custom colors with those 3 original colors. Does that make sense? I hope it does. Overall, again, so incredibly thrilled that I purchased this, and I cannot wait to use more of it in the coming weeks. So let me know, did you pick this up, or what recommendations do you have for me to pick up next from Unearthly Cosmetics? I would love to hear your opinions. If you have enjoyed this video, I hope that you'll give it a thumbs up and consider subscribing before you leave. Thank you so much for spending some time with me today. I hope that you're having an amazing day, and I will see you next time. Bye.